We are officially live, and we're going to talk about this massive XRP $1 billion purchase, which is pretty crazy, pretty crazy stuff. Also, the crypto market is dropping like crazy. Gold hits a new all-time high. I think it's the first asset to hit a $300 billion market cap. Hold on a second. But we got a couple crypto news. Yeah. Gold is the first, not billion, trillion. Gold officially becomes the first asset in history to hit a $30 trillion market cap. The interesting thing about that is people like to compare Bitcoin and gold together a lot. So maybe that is in Bitcoin's future. I have no idea. But right now, the entire market does not look good. All right. Not look good any way, shape, or form. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the top stories today. It's going to be a really short stream. I have got a doctor's thing I got to take care of today. I'm running late, which of course you know it, but I've got a bunch of really great media scheduled for you guys. But let's go ahead and talk about what's happening with the market. Let's also talk about these big Ripple stories because they're pretty big things. Now, really quick shout out to all the channel members, everybody that supports me. Good morning to Dale. Good morning to the amazing Lawrence, and of course to John Legend. But let's go and get into it and keep this nice, short, and sweet for you guys now. All right. So somebody on the Tiki Tacky says, "Is it a good time to buy?" Well, that's a personal choice for you. That's a personal choice if you want to buy. A lot of people should potentially look at buying the dips because that's what stuff's going on. I'm dressed like a mom today, so no fit check. No fit check. But let's go ahead and get into what's happening. Before we talk about Ripple, this is the current state of the market right now. Co-AI is kind of one of those outliers. ENA, but everything is pretty much in the red. But let's go ahead and get into the long-term bullish news. I like to buy dips, and right now the market's dipping. So let's see what's going on over here. And also, too, extreme fear hits the stock market for the first time in 6 months. So things are just not looking super great today, but that's okay. It's Friday. One of the things that we can do is enjoy the weekend, go outside and reevaluate our trading and investing journal. So Ripple Labs said to lead $1 billion fundraise for XRP Hoard. They're reportedly leading a plan to raise at least $1 billion to accumulate XRP. Bloomberg cited an anonymous source who may have knowledge of the matter. All right, because it's anonymous, I don't know if I agree with this or not. I don't know if this is going to happen. We'll have to see what happens if Brad Garlinghouse or anyone else announces it from the actual Ripple team. We do have another story with Ripple acquiring G Treasury, which we'll talk about and why I think that's bullish long term. But this is kind of like a rumor. Now, the raise will be conducted via special purpose acquisition company SPAC with funds held inside a new DAT structure, DAT digital asset treasury. We talked about those yesterday. And the thing we talked about is that some of the digital asset strategies, they're having trouble. They're having trouble because, again, they're not really super well versed in crypto and they're just kind of doing their thing. And if you're going to start a DAT, Michael Saylor got in early, so he's kind of a little bit of an outlier and really kind of pivoted his business model over to Bitcoin, but you're really going to have to understand how crypto works. So if you're coming from a Web 2 company, even if it's a tech company, you're going to really need to understand how crypto works because we are a completely different breed. Okay. Now, a SPAC, let's talk about what that is because it's important to know. A SPAC is a shell company that raises money through IPO to buy or merge with a private company, taking it public without the traditional IPO process. Ripple will contribute some of its own XRP. Terms are still being finalized. If completed, it would represent one of the largest single raises associated with XRP. Ripple holds 4.7 billion XRP worth $11 billion in wallets plus 35.9 billion in escrow. So again, this is from an anonymous source. It is not confirmed. And we need to kind of tread cautiously because this might not be true. Shout out to Lawrence for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Now let's get into the story that is confirmed. And this is from Monica Long, who is the president of Ripple. Ripple announced that they are acquiring treasury management leader G Treasury. This is a software company. So Ripple acquired treasury management software firm G Treasury for $1 billion. And this is their second $1 billion acquisition in 2025 for Ripple. So Ripple's had a really good year considering. I know a lot of people are really upset about current price action, but there's nothing we can do with price action. What we can do is take a step back and reevaluate our portfolios or our trading strategy. That's really all we can do at this point because the market is not reacting well. And someone had also asked me, Wendy, we have all this bullish news for Ripple, but why is number going down? Because in the stock market, you generally get bullish news and number goes up. Crypto is a completely different burden. We're all still kind of integrated and intertwined together. So when Bitcoin drops or we get bearish news about crypto, everything kind of goes down. But that's not to say that that won't change in the future. Now, acquisition aims to combine Ripple's blockchain settlement with G Treasury's tools for real-time management of digital and fiat assets. And G Treasury helps multinational corporations manage liquidity, payments, and risk across global operations. The firm aimed to serve corporate finance teams seeking digital asset exposure, and G Treasury will operate as a subsidiary while integrating Ripple's infrastructure. And this is awesome. This is absolutely wonderful. Now, the reason why this is good is because they're going to be taking an existing company, they're going to be acquiring it, and then they are going to utilize that technology and incorporate it into their own, well, kind of combine each other. So Ripple's goal was to really kind of take out to really directly compete with traditional payments, traditional banking, all of that stuff, which is why I always said it's a banker's project. And this is going to help them achieve their goal along with the acquisition of Hidden Road. Now, my buddy, Mr. John Dean, which we love him, one of the most awesome attorneys out there, he went ahead and he said, gave kind of a summary about everything that Ripple's done this year. So this year alone, he noted all the different acquisitions made by Ripple. Prime Brokerage, Hidden Road. Prime Brokerage is a bundle of services that investment banks offer to hedge funds and large investors, including trade execution, financing, securities lending, and custody assets. They also, and that this was a big acquisition for them, was like $1.2 billion. And I think that the acquisition of G Treasury was for $1 billion, around that. I know, right? I just want $1 billion too. Anyways, they also acquired stablecoin platform Rail, which is an Rail, and then Metco, which is an institutional crypto custody tokenization custody services, Standard Chartered Trust, which is a regulated digital asset custody trust and stablecoin backing infrastructure for regulatory legitimacy, Fortress Trust, which is a crypto infrastructure with regulatory licensing and trust services, and Algrim, a market making, trading, and engineering talent to improve liquidity and trading tools. Ripple will become a bank. They will become a bank. They will become a bank. This is exactly what they're doing. They're doing everything that they said they were going to do. They were going to take over the traditional financial industry, and that's what they're doing. And I think the biggest takeaway was that the lawsuit, Ripple, SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is over, and XRP is not a security on the secondary market. They had to pay billions in that lawsuit, and hundreds or millions and millions, but hey, what's a couple millions between friends? All right, now let's do a quick overlook at the market. Gold is at all-time high, I believe, $4,200. Their market cap hit 300, it couldn't be trillion. It couldn't be. Every time I see this stat, I'm just like, what is this? Or 30 trillion. Gold hits a $30 trillion market cap. Currently at about, the swing wick high was 43.72. And taking a look at the daily's dropping a bit. As far as Bitcoin goes, we were trading at $105,000. And we did tap on this area here about 102,000. Things are not looking good long-term with Bitcoin. We're pretty exhausted here. I'm not going to give too much of a price target where I think Bitcoin is going to go. I'm just going to continue to watch key levels over here. This is our big chart that we saw. And this is where the Bollinger Bands are holding on the weekly. And then we have other levels. We've got 102 and we've got 94. So unless Bitcoin, we get a nice reversal, things are going to get really ugly with alts and everything else. Ethereum also is trading at $3,800. It's looking like it's going to eventually cap off at support, cool off at support 3,400. We'll see. Just not good at all. Solana, everybody's breaking supports. Everybody is. XRP chart looks absolutely terrible. Link, 1566 drop. ADA is dropping as well, despite all the bullish news, 60 cents. HBAR 2, we stopped off support here at 15 cents. So if you were shorting yesterday, good for you. Congratulations. Anyways, you guys, I got to get going because I got to get to my doctor's appointment. But I just wanted to do a really quick stream for you about the Ripple news because I did think it was really, really important. And I've got a lot of other stuff for you guys. I'll be streaming around tomorrow at 10 a.m. PT, but I'm super late for my doctor's appointment. And I've got a video about HBAR and their bundle transactions and mainnet and everything, which you guys definitely need to watch. It's live at 2 p.m. PT, and then the news wrap up at 6 p.m. PT. Anyways, sending you guys love and light. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will catch you with you soon. Bye, babies. Bye, TikTok. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.